Hi, welcome to this week's energy forecast. I am Rachel Thompson Phillips, the creator of the BU Oracle cards and also of the Sacred Oracle online program. This week's energy forecast is for August the 26th through to September the 1st. This week's overall theme is about internal truths. So let's go in and dive a little deeper to see what gorgeous messages come through from the cards. Monday and Tuesday is the card of Speak Your Truth. Wednesday through to Friday is the card of empowerment, and Saturday and Sunday is the inner child. Monday and Tuesday with the card of Speak Your Truth is about being able to have those soulful conversations with self, where maybe you may be resisting some of the changes that you deeply desire and want, but have been afraid to be able to take them. So this is the opportunity where we get to go in and have those soulful conversations, to be able to go in and acknowledge those things that you've been resisting, be able to get a really clear perspective and a real transparency with your own self about just where you're at in your journey and where you want to be, and to be able to have this internal dialogue with your own self, which is about just honoring your truth and where you're at just in your own journey, and be able to go in and ask the questions behind those resistance, asking yourself, what is behind the block? What is it that you're afraid of that's causing you to resist the very change that you desire so much? And be able to sit back and listen to that guidance and the information that comes through in relation to those questions. Because remember, whenever we ask ourselves a question, our mind, our soul, and the universe must always conspire to be able to give us that direct answer. So this is where we need to be able to go in and ask the questions and know that you will receive the questions, and therefore you'll be able to make a much more informed decision about how you're going to journey throughout the rest of your pathway at this point, and just be able to get a really clear perspective as to where you're at just in your own self. These soulful conversations can be at times quite confronting, but through them there's so many depths of layers that you get to unfold and discover within your own self that can better assist you to make better choices and better decisions that are in alignment with that soulful truth of yourself. You would have heard me say many a times that we have layers and levels within ourselves. Now we're dropping down to a whole new level, and within that level we're going to discover new layers around our own soulful truth, and how we feel like we're traveling in conjunction with that, within that truth. So we're very much having these internal conversations with self. My greatest suggestion with this is to be that objective person, not to judge, and to just consider all of the beautiful messages that get revealed to you throughout this week. With Wednesday through till Friday with the card of empowerment, as we have these internal conversations with self and being able to identify a new layer and a new depth within our pure honesty with our own self, there is always going to bring up a level of vulnerability around that, because we get exposed to a new version of ourselves, and we are continually evolving and changing and growing and expanding, and so therefore we are getting reintroduced to just new levels that helps us unlock new various degrees of sensitivities within our own self. We usually have these identities and idealisms about having to be strong, and we think that inner strength is about putting on a bravado, an armor, a guarding to keep people at distance. And as we get reintroduced to new parts of ourselves, those walls start to come down, and so therefore we actually start to realize just how incredibly sensitive we are. And so therefore this gives us another depth within those layers to be able to gain access to various parts of yourself that may have been I don't want to use the word denied, because we don't deny that sensitivity, we just don't access it. So this vulnerability gives us access points to be able to connect in with that sensitivity, and being able to change the way that we feel about being sensitive. Being able to see that sensitivity is also an incredible strength. Through that sensitivity we gain access to a different dimension within our own self, so that we can start identifying that strength has a different connotation from what we have been led to believe. And all of this is, as you would have heard me say many times before, we are like diamonds. We have all of these various facets within our own self. So as this week we're diving into new truths within ourselves, we're also shifting and moving into being able to discover a different facet within our own self. And so therefore we're seeing that sensitivity is a new facet. And so therefore we're learning how can we strengthen this connection? How can we build stronger beliefs around this? How can I learn and go on a journey of learning more about my own self as this incredibly sensitive, soulful being, where you're having these soulful truths, and therefore it unlocks new dimensions within your own self. So in a week where we're going on a journey of a self-discovery, it's really important to not bring that judgment cap and put that on and go and feel that there is a certain way in which you have to behave. When you are learning a new skill and discovering things about yourself, there are no set rules. So it's really important to leave the judgment aside, let go of the expectations, and allow yourself to go on this beautiful adventure of being reintroduced to this new beautiful level within your own self, as it unlocks different areas within that for you to see a different version of your own self. And that softness and that gentleness and that sometimes the tears that can come with that is cleansing and purifying. And that in itself can help us really quickly radically shift old beliefs and limitations, because if you've always thought you've had to be strong and then all of a sudden you have a different identity to what strength is, that it can have a gentleness and a vulnerability component to it, that immediately shifts that belief system around different parts of yourself. So this is where we are going on an incredibly transformative week, which leads us through to the energy of the weekend, which is around inner child. The journey and the quest that you go on through the start of the week, through the week, not the start of the week, through the week, is all going to lead you to being able to connect back into your dreams, your goals, your aspirations, and then being able to see how is it that I can bring these new qualities that I'm learning within myself, and how can I bring them back into my goals, dreams, and aspirations, and bring a different energy potential to fulfilling your dreams. And therefore we get to see that your dreams and goals start to take on a different shape and a different format, and being able to see that with these strengths that you learn within your own self, that soulful truth, again, the depths of our dreams also take on a different dimension also too. We start getting really, what's the word that I want to use? Your dreams and goals start taking on a different format, a different feeling, a new identity those dreams have. Because usually when we set dreams, we keep them up here. We want to do this for this reason, that reason, that reason, this reason. As we come towards the weekend, we're going to actually have that access of going, this is really important for me because the moment that you can actually deeply connect with the dreams and what is the driving force for you, that becomes the motivation or the energetic frequency that helps propel your dreams without even having to do anything other than just showing up and doing that, because the energetic frequency has altered and brought a whole new vibration towards them. So therefore it propels it forward, and this is where it becomes really, really exciting. And we start to see that sometimes we can start off with our dreams and they start to mold and shape as we do, and we start to see that beautiful shift occurring within us, and being able to adapt and being more flexible and bringing through that sensitivity of going, maybe when I started out I came from that masculine part of myself, and now I can actually identify with my dreams with this feminine, this gentle, this goddess, this softness within my own self, because I've now accessed so much truth within my own self that helps me deeply connect to the dreams. And so therefore, again, they themselves have a new dimension in which to inspire you to keep going along your journey, because they're shifting and molding and changing, and it's just an incredibly beautiful and powerful week that we're about to embark on. So um, the thing I would love to share the most, that just keeps popping into my head right now, so I'm going to share that with you, is about being fluid, staying in flow. Think of yourself like water. When water is going down the rapids and there's boulders all around, water is malleable and it goes over it and around it and molds itself. It's not stuck in a rigid format. So think of yourself as fluid, and as these things come up to assist in the change and transformation that you're embarking on, to have that adaptability and that malleableness within your own self, to remember that there is always more than one way to be able to achieve anything that you are striving for right at this point. And it allows you to have a lot more fun and enjoy the process, because remember, we are here to enjoy our journey. It's not just about how quick we can get from point A to point B. It's about rediscovering ourselves, understanding that we are a sensitive being, and honoring that within our own self, and then bringing through that insightful information and adapting it back into our dreams and goals. So I wish you all an incredibly amazing week. As always, much love to you all. Take care, and remember, be good and be kind to yourself.